to do today.
The whole new acronym thing drives me effing bananas. Can we call him by his name?
Felger and Maz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I heard counseling. I, like probably many people in the media, and I am very sensitive to counseling because I've done a lot of therapy in my life. I've done group therapy. I've done one-on-one therapy for years. I'm a big believer in it, but you can't get healed in one day. So the only thing that I feel like I'm looking at is I'm looking at this Mike Vrabel Yom Kippur, his personal day of atonement. You know, for us Jewish people, that's what Yom Kippur is. It's one day on the year. We don't pick when it is. It just comes up on the calendar. And every day, starting at sundown, we don't eat, we don't drink, we don't do anything fun until sundown the next day. And for those 24 hours, that pain that we feel while we fast and while we, again, don't do anything fun is to repent for our sins, and we ask for atonement from the Lord for everything wrong that we did the year before. And it doesn't matter if you're the nicest guy in the world because, again, you stepped on an ant. You need to ask for forgiveness. Or if you're the meanest guy in the world, there's one day of atonement. That apparently is what Mike Vrabel did over the weekend. His own personal Yom Kippur.
Stillman just talks 24/7 about Mike Vrabel, and we just turn up and turn it down. He's just constantly going on one loop. That's all he talks about. His own personal Yom Kippur. Okay. Anyway, just continue to have fun with this story. Can you imagine where this has gone? And I don't mean like it's gotten particularly more salacious, but just that it continues.
The whole thing. So I heard Beadle say on Zolak and Bertrand today, it was a great point. If someone said to you on February 1st, just a few months back, that the coach of the Patriots who are in the Super Bowl, they're back, Vrabel's the coach of the year, would be embroiled in a scandal like this just a few months later, everyone said, "What? Please, no one. That's not going to happen. What are you talking about?" And yet here we are, and it's just so Patriots.
It's the Patriots. Don't tell me this happens everywhere. It doesn't. It's here. There's always something. What is it? Are they more amoral than the next, or they are unlucky when it comes to this? They just get caught more than anybody else? Or is there just something in the water down there that's worse? There's always something. It just doesn't stop. This is a particularly good one, to the point where we're uncovering playlists.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The cheesy playlist that she made for him. Well, apparently she just tell the story real quick, Jim. We're not going to play this time. We'll be the one show in America that doesn't play the music, but just tell me the story.
What it really speaks to is that the internet sleuths have really outdone themselves with finding this. So someone found a playlist from Diana Rossini that she made on Spotify called Turn in the Page that she shared with a user named Mike on December 19th, 2022. And they also figured out this has coincided with a 4-game losing streak for the Tennessee Titans when he was the head coach there.
And she had subsequently taken it down.
Oh, she's completely nuked her account. She apparently, I think earlier today, had just taken it down, and now she has deleted her Spotify account completely. It is gone.
So she took it down?
Yes.
Today?
Yes. Yeah. Just like a week ago.
And I'm sorry, the playlist is called what?
Turning the page.
Oh, my God.
So you're mired in this 4-game losing streak, Mike Vrabel. So it's time for you to turn the page. We put on such, songs in there from Papa Roach and Guns N' Roses so you can turn the page, and Renegade by Styx.
So cringy.
Oh, it's just awful. Yeah, and look, there's a theme here, too. So she nukes her Spotify page. It's gone. When people, the internet on the internet streets last week were starting to piece together that maybe there could be a paternity issue here, poof, Twitter account nuked, gone. That's it. That she had built up over all these years as an NFL insider, a lot of followers, just like that. Like, nope, I don't want people following any more breadcrumbs, potentially, allegedly. This has to go away. It's kind of damning.
So, I guess it's not over.
It ain't stopping. It's, again, people are looking up Spotify playlists and finding out that she shared one with a user named Mike 4 years ago.
It's crazy how it snowballs now. It's to the point where he can't go buy a sweatsuit in a airport gift shop. You know, it's just crazy what has happened with this. But anyway, back to your phones. Derek is in Foxborough. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, so, what if there's like a Tiger Woods kind of complex with Vrabel here where, if he can't get all his doing on the side, he sucks as a coach anymore, Like, and they're already facing the odds. Teams that lose the Super Bowl, they don't rarely get back there. That's well documented, I'm just saying, McDaniels is right there. He's been with the organization a lot longer than Vrabel. He's not going to be one of these power-hungry guys. What do you think about just, promoting him up there?
He's not one of those power-hungry guys. Wait till he goes 8-1. And then I'm sure the Kraft's looking and goes, all these guys are the same. Win a couple games, and all of a sudden, General Patton walking through our halls.
But on that first thing, this speaks to what, that clip we played earlier of Jared Stillman, who was on with Gasper and I this past Saturday. He feels like he's not going to be the same coach. Now, maybe he's because he feels broken, or maybe, like Derek in Foxborough says, like he doesn't get to do the doing on the side. I don't get to feel like me anymore. And he feels like less of a Mike Vrabel. Well, he's going to be different.
He's going to be different. He's a cocky, ball-busting mother bleeper who thinks he's bulletproof. Is how he carried himself as a player, and he carries himself the exact same way. Cock of the walk, bravado, bulletproof, ball buster, bravado. If he's not the same guy, then does his message land the same way, and does he have the same effectiveness as a leader? It's a totally legit question.
Does he have the same energy for it? Like there's going to be, he's been dented here. And I doubt that he's going to be the exact same guy. How can you be after going through something like this?
I don't know what a humbled Mike Vrabel looks like.
Right.
Or sounds like. I've never heard it. No one's ever heard it. A humbled Mike Vrabel? And is he the same guy? Humbled? I don't know. It's okay to ask that. Jeff at work. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, guys, I want to know why our fans, and I'm not accusing you guys, Felger, you're killing it with this, and believe me, but when does Kraft have to speak? Like, obviously he has to speak. Everyone's waiting for her to speak, blah, blah, blah. This will snowball. But when does Kraft have to come out and say something? And does he hire the same crisis management team and prepared statement, blah, 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 because he has to speak.
Why?
And he should have already spoken.
Why?
Because he owns the team. That is the head coach of the New England Patriots.
But all his coaches accused of doing is, womanizing or having an affair. Like, does he have to do that every time as head coach?
Well, no, I'm not saying everyone, but this is the head coach, like you say, coach of the year. I mean, if he doesn't speak, then he's just as guilty as the rest of the
Oh, stop it. I don't know what he has to speak about.
And he basically did by putting out the statement
yeah,
supporting Mike Vrabel. Was he supposed to get in front of a microphone and be like, I need a press conference to do this? You put out a statement. They don't have to do anything more than that.
I'm not sure I need to hear from him on this one.
I don't.
Here is Tom in Quincy on the Red Sox. Hi, Tommy.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, we all know that this Red Sox situation is a mess. My thing is, like, I feel like 99% of the other people around here that thought they should have just cleared house with everybody. Unfortunately, Breslow's still there. My fear, though, is I don't think it matters what manager you have in the dugout. I think as long as they stick to this philosophy with the full-on analytics and employ people like Breslow and Bloom and God knows who the next guy is that will be in there next year after they fail miserably the rest of this season, I don't think anything's going to change. They don't want to spend money. They want to go full analytics, and this is what happens. You want to employ people that aren't good enough to be in the major leagues, everyday players. And you sat and you told us, wait a couple of years and everyone's going to come along. None of them have come along, and this is what we're in for. We're going to suck the rest of the season. They'll get rid of Breslow, and they're going to hire some other nerd next year. I'm going to be in the same boat again.
So, Tom, I agree with you. Ultimately, the ceiling is the ceiling because Henry wants to run the team a certain way. And it's not just the payrolls. You can win a championship with the 12th highest payroll. It's hard to win it with the 12th highest payroll and mediocre managers. I mean managers, I mean CBOs and general managers. And I think that's sort of what you're destined for, Matt, most importantly, because I don't think they're going to spend the money or attract the quality of candidate that it's going to take to thread the needle to win with a mid-market payroll.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt they are leaving something on the table by not tapping into all of their financial resources. We understand that. However, I do think, because they don't spend the money that we all want them to spend, we have a tendency, or at least some fans have a tendency, to excuse away the performance of Alex Cora, to excuse away the performances of the previous, 2 general managers in Breslow and Bloom. Like, yeah, you should be higher than 12th, but this team should be better for $190 million spent in cash.
Yes.
And the GM's a problem with that. The manager's a problem with that. I put more the culture of the organization on ownership. That's the number one problem here. It's not the money that they spend, which of course is not enough. It's the culture of the organization that they've allowed this infighting, backstabbing, and politics, the behind-the-scenes stuff, to fester in this organization for so long. That's John Henry's greatest sin, not the money he spends on the team.
So these are, I'm sorry, Murray?
I mean, I've been conditioned, I think, like Tom has as well, unfortunately, that this franchise is what it is at this point. They kind of run it like a mid-market operation, and I know what the ceiling is, but they shouldn't be one of the 4 worst teams in Major League Baseball.
Absolutely not. So all these big picture things are valid, and I think you're right. There's a ceiling because ultimately, what's Henry going to spend and who's he going to hire, and is it ever going to be good enough? I think I sort of share your skepticism. I'm kind of interested here in the very short term. A new voice in the dugout, Alex Cora, and that cloud that I think he had started to carry along with him, with all the inner office politics and the infighting and the playing favorites in the clubhouse and all that stuff, and the way he had sort of busted the chops of some of the young players. With all that gone, do we suddenly get more out of the young players, and do they play better in the short term because of it? And that story now interests me. And it's very, very, very early, but just watching Marcelo Meyer, he had a base running gaff later in the game, didn't he? I didn't stay to see the end of the game. Did Meyer run into one at the end? I know he had a couple hits.
I missed the very end of the game, so I'm going to have to go back and look at that. He had a base running gaff, obviously, on Friday night. That was...
Was it Friday night?
Yeah, in Baltimore.
Oh, to end the game.
Yes.
Well, I mean, towards the very end. It was already...
when it was 8-1 and all that.
Right. So that one I remember. Did it happen? Gasper mentioned something on TV. So I missed it if he did.
He might be referencing the Baltimore incident last week.
Then fine. Cora was still the manager there. The point is, I saw Meyer swing the bat last night, and then just the way he looked and sounded after the game and said, I already kind of feel like this is a different guy. And if all of a sudden Marcelo Meyer pops after Alex Cora gets fired, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. That I'm interested in seeing that.
No doubt.
Or Roman Anthony or anyone else. McCarthy just mentioned another interesting one. What are they doing on the pitching staff tomorrow?
So we don't know yet, but there's reporting coming out of Rochester tonight that the Red Sox have scratched their top pitching prospect, Jake Bennett, who Breslow traded for this past offseason. Rochester is only 160 miles from Toronto. Is Brian Bayo going to start tomorrow night? I'm trying to find out. I put some feelers out, but it feels like there's a reason Bennett has been scratched. It is not injury. It certainly does not seem to be that. So I'll be curious to see if Bayo might end up on the IL, go down. Something might be happening.
Down too.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Right.
Couldn't agree more. And Bennett, by the way, has been outstanding in Worcester this year. Granted, it's early, but he's really impressed.
What did he trade from?
They traded their former top pitching prospect, Perales, to the Nationals. Paul Taboni worked under Breslow. They kind of swapped a couple of guys. So this is undeniably a Breslow guy in Bennett. He brought him in. It's a kind of, I'm making a shrewd baseball move, move. I'm going to prove what I know by trading my top guy for your top guy.
A couple of guys nerding out at the computer.
Exactly. That's a better way to describe it.
Thank you.
Yes. But, I mean, Bennett, he's a legit prospect. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't want to...
I'm just saying the trade itself between the two GMs.
Yeah, it's I'm a baseball guy. You're a baseball guy. I'm going to prove that I know more than you. It's kind of a hardo trade, but this Bennett kid's impressive. So, we'll see.
So, I'm in the short term. The ceiling's the ceiling, Tom, and everybody else. I understand it. In the short term, do certain players have to take a back seat because Cora's gone and now things are going to be done differently? Story or Bayo or I don't know. Do more kids get more of a chance, and how do they look? And do the kids that were here that were sort of getting their chops busted by Cora, Marcelo Meyer, is it a different story with how they're being managed and they get more out of them? And then what do we see? And then there's a winner and a loser, which is what I love. See? It had nothing to do with Cora. These are the same suck bags. And I'm not even talking about the record. I'm just talking about what they're getting out of guys. See, Cora was the problem. You get here, you fumigate the room of him and his bullcrap, and all of a sudden, some of these guys can play, and they're actually flourishing. Or, no, they still suck, and it doesn't matter who the manager is. It's the players that the Breslow picked. Like, I want that analysis. I want that scoreboard. That's what I'm here for now. Continue with more of your thoughts right after these words. Whee! Goalie fight.
Felger.
Whee! Look at the goalie fight.
Whoa.
Maz.
Oh, my God.
Murray.
He sucks in the playoffs.
That's great. No.
98.5.
Wonderful. Good.
The Sports Hub.
Will's the left tackle, and like I said, Caleb has some versatility, so we feel like, some of the pro day workouts that he did were on the right side, and we were comfortable with that. Again, he's very athletic, so I don't think either side will be a problem for him.
4:24 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. We have yet to give you a thought on the draft, and it's a way to get into the draft. How'd you feel about the Patriots draft, Big Jim Murray?
Well, we didn't hit any names on the big board. This is really my takeaway. So
Yep, me too.
I blame the cloud of the Vrabel-Rossini scandal for screwing up the big board this year. Either that or I blame Barth. I think I blame Barth.
I blame Barth, too.
Look, I don't know anything about these players. I like that they took a tight end. I felt that addressed a need. I would have liked that it was a guy that didn't have 2 torn ACLs early in his career, one in high school and then the freshman year at Notre Dame. Looks the part, 6'6", could be a beast. Who knows? I wanted a tight end, but one that was actually kind of healthy. The main takeaway I had is they're clearly getting A.J. Brown. So they also needed to address a little bit of depth at wide receiver. They took no wide receivers. They're getting A.J. Brown. That was my main takeaway.
I love the Lomu pick. You have to take a tackle there. Will Campbell's a guard.
You love Loma? What's the love about?
Well, the Patriots drafted for need. I like, and they're not going to come out and say that they drafted their future left tackle. I have no idea if the guy can play or not. I like the approach, is what I'm saying. 2nd round pick, edge rusher. 3rd round pick, tight end. If we went into the draft ranking their 3 biggest needs, it would have been offensive line, tackle, edge rusher, and tight end. They went tackle, edge rusher, tight end. So don't tell me that it's not a need, that it's some type of luxury pick, and we need some depth here. And no. They know there are concerns with Will Campbell. You have to take a crack at it. Whether they traded up for the kid, it's 28. Are you going to get your future left tackle at 28, or is that guy already off the board? I don't know, but you have to take a crack at it. You have to take a chance at it. You can't wait until the 3rd round. Because Will Campbell's a guard. He's a guard. Guard. That's who he is. And if that's not your first thought, I'm sitting there. I mean, it's the draft.
Of course it's my first thought. How could it not be your first thought? Go.
My girlfriend's sitting next to me, and she says, she says, that guy has longer arms than Will Campbell. Like, yes, exactly. Because Will Campbell's a guard. He's a guard. Don't you understand this? Jeez, try and sell me on the idea. That is just depth. No, they are freaked out by what they saw, rightfully so, with Campbell.
Okay, so but if my other issue with, and so they addressed needs, tackle, edge, but reading on it, they got them after there was a run on those positions. So if you wanted one that badly, maybe be a little bit more aggressive to move up in the draft. And I know they moved up for Lomu anyway, but it was the 7th of the 7th tackles.
And Yakis. They moved up for the first 2 guys.
Edge rushers are going, we need one of those. But I guess we'll get the last one. Like, are we sure these are the particular players that they really wanted, or that they saw there was runs on them at those positions they wanted to address, and then realized, we got to hurry because they're going to be gone?
Well, the takeaway, if you want to just tie it into my previous, little conspiracy theory, Will Campbell was a huge Vrabel.
Without a doubt.
Vrabel's guy.
Yeah, because of the attitude, how he carries himself.
Got hands on him. They wrestled. They rolled around a little bit together.
Glass eater.
The whole thing. And subsequently, I've heard, internally, other players rag on Will Campbell for how much Vrabel loves him.
Oh, really?
He is Vrabel loves himself, Will Campbell. Loves himself, Will Campbell. And I think it's part of the reason why they've not even publicly not even cracked the door ajar an inch to say that Will Campbell's anything other than the left tackle. That's Mike Vrabel taking care of his guy. Well, if Vrabel was kind of neutered this weekend because of his situation, and it was Elliott Wolf's draft, does that kind of play into that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Elliott Wolf looked at it and said, Mike, he's not a left tackle. I'm going to draft the left tackle. Okay? And Like, are we already seeing that interplay? Like, I don't know. I'll throw it in there because I do know for a fact that Vrabel just loves himself, Will Campbell, and probably wants to do right by him. And there's no way. I mean, a year after drafting Will Campbell, they draft a guy who's only a left tackle, and I know they're going to play him at right. This Lomu never played right tackle in Utah. He doesn't have the play style to play right tackle. Again, he's more of a finesse player than a physical player, which I know it's not like quite like it used to be in 1992 and 1984, where the right tackle was purely a run guy and the tight end lined up on the right side, the strong side, and the left tackle was the I know it's not. I know it's different, but still, generally speaking, the physical guy plays on the right side, the finesse guy plays on the left. That still holds true to some degree. So a year after taking left tackle, they draft a classic left tackle who's only played left tackle and play style is that of a left tackle. Never mind, he's got a little longer arms and a much bigger wingspan and good athletic feet. There's no other way to look at it. Ben Volen, give him credit for it. Headline, Patriots executed NFL draft plan while pretty much admitting Will Campbell isn't a long-term solution at left tackle. He says Vrabel was adamant the day after losing the Super Bowl that Will Campbell is the Patriots' left tackle. Vrabel and Wolf both said they believe Campbell's poor postseason run was a result of playing through a knee injury, and they expect him to get better and stronger in his second season. Wolf reiterated that message Thursday night. But the Patriots' true feelings about Campbell perhaps trickled out 6 weeks ago when Wolf said, quote, if there's somebody that's a better left tackle than Will Campbell that's available, we'll look at anything. Just not sure how realistic that is at this time. All right, I did not realize he said that 6 weeks ago. Ben says, rarely do teams use first-round picks on the same position 2 years in a row. It's usually an admission that the first pick didn't work out. Facts are facts. Campbell played poorly in the postseason, and 2 months later, the Patriots traded up for a player in Lomu whose 24 collegiate starts all came at left tackle. Campbell has short arms and a tweener body, while Lomu has a prototypical size for left tackle, long and lean at 6'6", 313. A rival general manager said Lomu has, quote, left tackle feet, but doesn't have the body type to play guard, comparing him to Raiders left tackle Colton Miller, who stands 6'9" and 326. Campbell, though, is more of a mauler and might be better suited for right tackle or guard. Quote, Lomu is definitely a better athlete, but I don't think he's got the same physicality as Campbell, said a rival GM. I wonder if potentially they try and play Lomu on the left side and move Campbell to the right side when all is said and done.
If Mike Vrabel's upset about this selection while he's gone dealing with this situation, I don't care. Because to go into next season, steadfast that Will Campbell is your left tackle is a fool's errand. It's going to get your quarterback destroyed.
By the way, I have not said Vrabel's upset by that at all.
I'm just saying if he is.
I have no reason to believe that he is. I'm just playing around with if this was...
He's been so steadfast that even after that wretched postseason run, and especially the Super Bowl, where he is a turnstile at left tackle, I don't think I get it, you want to support your player, but it feels to me like no matter what, no, Will Campbell's my left tackle. You can't think that way going forward.
As Phil said, just interestingly, Caleb Lomu is a personnel director kind of pick. He doesn't have like the intangible traits that football coaches love, physicality, toughness, glass eating, blah, blah, blah.
But he's got the feet for a left tackle.
Feet, length, and you just sort of like a scout writes up what a left tackle should look like, and that's what a personnel guy writes up what a left tackle should look like, and that's what he looks like. Where Will Campbell gets the football coach all horny. Like, gets in the dirt, tough guy, I'll die for you. Like all that crap.
Chew up iron and crap out steel, coach.
That's Will Campbell. Where Caleb Lomu's like, wee.
Yeah.
Who's got the feet for it?
He's doing twirly twirl. Like, the classic head coach looks at that and goes, I'm not putting that boy on my football team. Well, the scout's like, no, look at his feet. So that's like a scout pick, not a coach pick. I'm gonna use that against you, Phil. I'm gonna use that for my agenda going forward. Thank you for it. Here's an update from Matt McCarthy, and then we're right back. Sean and Lawrence. Go, Sean.
You keep saying, like, oh, I didn't actually watch the game, whether it's Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, whatever. Like, isn't your job as a talk show host to actually watch sports?
So I would say my job is to get you to listen.
That is the job.
Mission accomplished.
Take this job and shove. Felger and Maz, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
I mean, guys called it. I called it too. Guys were embarrassed yesterday about our performance, especially at home. Today they came in and they were pissed. You know, we could see it in practice. Guys were. It was intense, and we needed to be intense because we can't have it loose. And again, we have a one game mission. And that's just going to be tomorrow. I think that's just going to be. That was the message today. It's one game. That's it. That's how we look at it. They're going to be ready, but we got to make sure we're going to be ready right from the start.
A little bit of breaking news.
This is Breaking Sports News, powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Adam Schefter, first to report a few minutes ago. Per source, the Patriots have exercised cornerback Christian Gonzalez's fifth-year contract option today.
So, this was totally expected and not really much in the way of groundbreaking breaking news. But I just keep an eye on it.
It's a no-brainer in terms of the team.
They were doing it.
How's the player feel about that?
The player knew it was coming.
Yeah, but doesn't the player, by sitting at a Celtics game front row and holding up the universally known money sign, pay me, here I am with my two hands doing it's the money, I want money, more money. I'm thinking he wants a longer extension, a longer new contract, not just a fifth-year option picked up. That's just me.
So, listen. Doesn't mean they can't give him that extension. I mean, this has happened a lot. A lot of those guys that got paid after year 3 first got this fifth-year option put on them, which you can rip up. It's not binding, so you can rip it up at any time. It's kind of a placeholder. Like, for example, Josh Allen, in May of 2021, the Bills exercised the fifth-year option on Allen's rookie contract, tying him to the team through the 2022 season. And then on August 6th, whatever that is, second week of training camp, Allen signed a 6-year contract extension worth $258 million. So just because you put this little placeholder on him doesn't mean you can't rip it up and give him the long-term deal at some point this season. I would say it's a step down the road where Gonzalez probably doesn't want to be. For another example, Jackson Smith and Jigba in Seattle just got his ass paid. Big one. Big, burly contract a couple weeks ago. So Seattle never even went through the process of, we're going to give you the fifth-year option, and then we're going to drag it out into the summer, and then we'll give it to you right before training camp, or we'll make you play on the option. Seattle just said, screw it, here's the money. So you're not Seattle. You're not one of these teams that's just going to give the guy the money. Are you going to give him the money at all? I don't know. And how does he feel about it? Apparently he's okay with it to this point. He showed up for the offseason camp last week. I don't know if he's there today, but he was there last week. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that. Again, just given the theatrics of the
correct, yeah.
Please pay me, I want the money, that whole thing at the Celtics game, but that he showed up there and that this is happening. Maybe I have to think, best case scenario here, they've had a conversation with him and said this is almost like a letter of intent and we are going to get this thing done between now and
let me tell you,
the season starts.
That if it's not done
by week 1,
before midway through camp, I'd be surprised if he was on the field week 1. That's just what I'll say. I think he's not going to play unless he gets this contract this year. But that's just a guess. Body language, which, again, he made pretty apparent what he wants. He told us in no uncertain terms what he wants and the agents that he has hired. And his agents are Josh Allen's agents or Drake May's agents. You're not going to be dealing with more of a hometown guy like Tom Brady had with Don Yee. I think those days are over. You're going to have to pay for these guys. And you're not going to get any breaks from these guys. And it starts now, and we'll see if the team's willing to play ball. I'm not optimistic. On the Bruins, what are you expecting tonight, Big Jim?
Hopefully not an embarrassment like there was on Sunday. I have to think that, is it Jordan Harris, the kid that paid like 8 games that they had in there that shouldn't be in there on Sunday, that he's not in there, and they go back.
Do we know what the lineup is yet, Kev? Do we know what the lineup is?
I think Lowry was in for him at the practice skate, right?
Okay, go ahead.
No morning skate today. Sorry, Kev.
They canceled the morning skate, so they're kind of keeping everything quiet. We really don't know what's going on.
But based on yesterday, I'm saying, isn't it?
Based on, the most recent, my daily lines has Lindholm and Harris on the second pair. But go ahead.
Oh, well, amen. Look, it's kind of a coin flip of suck either way. I don't want them to embarrass themselves. I don't expect them to win this series. But look, Pittsburgh's picked themselves off the mat in that series with the Flyers. They were down 3-0. Now they've forced a Game 6, and we were just saying off air, I wouldn't be surprised if that went 7. Can you do that? Just have some pride. That's all I'm looking for.
They are 100% winning this game tonight because there would be nothing more Boston Bruins than losing at home in Game 6 in a year in which you had the best regular season home record in hockey. That they want to do it. There's something about the 8-spoke bead that compels them to do it. They are 1,000%. I am betting the mortgage on them winning tonight because what would be more Bruins than them losing at home in Game 6?
If they don't have some sort of answer or rebound from what was just about the worst, most embarrassing period of playoff hockey you will ever see, then something's even more rotten there than I think. And what I think that it is it's a team without leadership and a team without winners. And what I am most interested now in to see is, I know the first reason why there's no captain on the team, because they've rightly determined that David Pastrnak is no captain. And they've also rightly determined that Charlie McAvoy is probably no captain. I think that's the proper analysis. So they're not giving it to them, but do they have the seat warm for someone else? And are they finally going to make some kind of hockey move this offseason to bring in a true captain guy with leadership qualities, a winning quotient, those sort of things? A version of Zdeno Chara. Not that he had won before that he got here, but I think that a condition of him signing here was being named captain, if I'm not mistaken. So it was, the thing was empty. The seat was empty. They identified the next guy to come in and lead the way, and they got the guy in Zdeno Chara. Did they leave the sea open this year for that exact thing? And I think we're seeing it play out in real time. I mean, the way Pastrnak and McAvoy have played here the last couple of games, the way that team came out on the ice the other day, shows you an organization and a team screaming, dying for an outside leadership infusion, an outside infusion of someone who knows it and gets it and brings you a different kind of DNA onto this team.
Well, if that were to happen, Mike, I would think they'd have to pull off some sort of big trade, because looking at this free agency class, and I remember reading about this about a week ago, it is not a good free agency class, so I don't think you're going to find that particular guy.
Nope. They're finally going to have to suck it up and make a hockey trade. Give up something to get something and change the DNA of your team. You started a nice little rebuild this year. I think they did a decent job, starting to retool the roster, getting a little younger and still competing. And I'm okay with what they've done so far. I like what they've done so far. You want to really make the next step next year? Did you leave that captaincy open for a reason? You have someone in mind. You got something already in your back pocket. That's what I'm most interested in. That's a story for another day. But if they lose tonight, that day is then upon us. So that's just my thought. And if they go and do what they did on Sunday in Boston and then follow up with another clunker tonight, it's just that point gets driven home even more. So that's my Bruins thought. For you, and what's Swayman going to yell at Sturm for tonight? He was yelling for timeouts 2 games ago, yelling to come off the ice yesterday or the other day. What's it going to be tonight? Looking forward to that as well. There's a Bruins Minute for you. Now everything's on the table. We've touched on the Celtics and the landscape in the East. Talked about the Bruins. The latest with Vrabel, Rossini. Mike Tomlin is someone that they'd look at. I think the Daily Mail was absolutely told that, Mike.
Yes.
By a reputable source. I absolutely believe that.
Yes.
And I absolutely believe that there's a part of the Crafts that actually appreciate or value what has happened here to Mike Vrabel, because that gets to knock him down a peg. Last thing they want is another egomaniacal what's the word I'm looking for?
Megalomaniac.
Megalomaniac at head coach.
That's always the case.
Thank you, they've had enough of that, thank you. So this Vrabel thing puts him right back in his place. That was Elliot Wolf's weekend. Sure felt that way, right? That's on the table. And, of course, the sad sack Boston Red Sox, who kind of already overnight look a little different now that Mr. Happy is out of the picture.
Not his sad sack.
All that's on the table. Your calls on all of it at 617-779-0985 right after these words.
We were listening to the Patriots radio broadcast.
Felger.
Shush.
Maz. The Sports Hub.
How does this move and corresponding moves, how does this make the Red Sox better?
It doesn't.
Okay.
There was just there's obvious dysfunction between. There was. Listen, we don't truly know, nor do I think we'll ever know. I know the world wants to think they know.
Correct.
What happened?
Right.
Alex Cora makes out like a bandit for me. He gets out of a potential dysfunctional situation right now. There's obviously a disconnect between the way Craig Breslow and their front office wants to run this team. They do not want to run it. They want to be a wild card team and sneak, beat you at the margins. It's not go out and win the day. They had a chance. The whole world thought they should have brought back Alex Bregman, and they don't do it.
Or Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso, they lowball. And then they pivot to Ranger Suarez, which was bizarre because there's not a lot of slug. I love the Wilson Contreras move. I love a lot of guys in this lineup. But how are we scoring runs in with the collective?
Yeah.
I just think for me, I look at Alex Cora. If I'm him, it feels like they did him a favor.
Mark DeRosa, MLB Network, with just the analysis that I hate. And also, it mirrors the way that Alex Cora is carrying himself. Like he's on some sort of victory tour. Happy, smiling, partying. You did me a favor. And sort of like on a victory lap, when you just got fired and you failed, and you were part of a last-place team, that's shameful. Like you should feel shame and responsibility.
He's acting like he wasn't part of it. He was a big part of it as to why they're one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball this season.
It's just so unaccountable.
Yes.
And I think it lends insight on why that's why he had to go. He is more interested in his personal situation and proving some personal point. I got out of that suckbag outfit. They suck. And, not my problem. He was more interested in that thing than what was going on with the team. And he had been that way for a while, unfortunately. And the way that he's carrying himself just tells you. Is all the reason why you need to know why he had to go. If he was really in the right place, he'd be hanging his head. So I feel horrible that I let people down and that we didn't win at the level we should have won at. We didn't do what we set out to do, and I was a part of it, and I carry that with me. I feel bad about that. Like, that's how he should be carrying himself. But he's not. He's in a whole different place. It's messed up. So that's a Cora point. Meanwhile, one really cringy, embarrassing detail. Two things on Vrabel. One is TMZ actually followed him out of the airport. Now they have video of them following him out of the airport.
Yeah, it seems like it. I assume it's from TMZ. I've seen this from aggregators saying it's TMZ.
Is this just released?
Yeah, pretty much.
Came out in the last half hour.
So it's footage of Vrabel being followed by. We've all seen these videos. The TMZ guy asking you a million different questions as you walk from the plane to your car and all that stuff.
And you know what I said last night? I can't remember if I was saying this on the air or off the air.
No, off the air. We talked about this.
Okay, this was off the air, but because these maggots are so relentless, the TMZs of the world. I have seen a lot of celebrities stop and talk and do the interview with the cretin with the phone because I think they've realized if I don't give them 2 minutes here, they're going to be up my ass until I do, and so I might as well just do it. And I've seen a lot of celebrities talk and actually give them a good couple of minutes. You know what I mean, Jimmy? Are you nodding your head? Like, I think some celebrities have realized I can't win with these people.
I think more often than not, Mike, they'll get the walk and talk, they'll stop and talk, they'll give them a soundbite because they know these pests aren't going away.
These maggots.
60 seconds, 90 seconds of my time to stop, and they're gone.
And then they're gone.
Yeah.
So just do it. Vrabel didn't do that, though, did he?
Nope, he walked pretty much right by.
He's just entered the Pitt. Brad Pitt territory, I tried to say. Yeah, so he's not well versed at. Next time he'll know. Just stop and give him a minute.
Yeah.
But they're going to keep following you, Mike, until you give them that minute.
This is not going away. Airport, gas station, they're going to be staked out.
This video is 1:15, and it looks like it's chopped up and edited. So I imagine they followed him for, a good 3, 4, 5 minutes potentially?
Yeah. How does he look? Does he look like he's about to throttle the guy?
he has like a smile for a moment, and then he just tries to like keep walking quicker, and then the camera gets a little bit further away. But there is a definitely like hop in the step. Vrabel's like, I got to get away from this guy.
TMZ guy made a real mistake not asking him, hey, Mike, what's in the bag? That jumpsuit? Who's that for? Who are you buying it for? Because it appears to be the same outfit as he was wearing.
He switched his arms with the bag once he realized the camera was near.
Well, you carry the ball on the outside. You carry the ball on the outside shoulder. So the cringe is just getting more cringy. And then this one, this is so cringy. Oh, God. Okay, so the internet people found out this morning, meaning you people, that Diana Rossini in 2022 made a playlist on Spotify for someone named Mike.
Yes.
In which it was titled Turn the Page.
Turning the Page.
And the date of the release was to coincide with a 4-game losing streak by the Titans.
Correct.
And everyone just assumed it's for Mike Vrabel because it was for Mike. And they were carrying on. We now know. And the Titans had lost 4 straight, so everyone just assumed, but no one knew. It's like...
It could be any Mike.
It could be any Mike, and are we really, like, that's not happening, is it? Really? Well, then she erased all of her Spotify accounts today.
Completely deleted the account.
And then what did you just tell me, Jim?
Well, the Mike that it was sent to has changed the name of that account.
Have you heard this?
Yeah, Jim just said this off the air.
Okay, it was changed today?
Yes.
Today?
Yep. Yeah, so Mike on Spotify, now that account is going under Tycar, Tycar. Mike Vrabel's 2 sons' names are Tyler and Carter. So one could quickly figure out that Spotify account is a mashup of his 2 sons' names. Tycar. See, guys, I'm not Mike anymore. I'm Tycar. You can't catch me. Oh, by the way, I tried to cover my tracks by naming my account with a mashup of my 2 sons' names.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same combination on my luggage.
Wow. It just gets better by the day. Every time I think, well, it's going to slow down a little bit.
Tycar.
Not Ty Cobb, Tycar.
Oh, my God. So, I mean, I'm starting to feel a little dirty. Just a little.
No, you're not. I saw the smile on your face 30 seconds ago. Don't, Mike, come on. Don't give me that crap.
That detail is, I can come up with the adjective.
Yeah, I think I'm picking up where you...
No, I'm not. I don't have the adjective. What is it?
I can't say it on air. I know this. These 2 are so bad at this. Like this whole scandal.
They're so bad at it.
They're so dumb. They're 2 of the dumbest cheaters I've ever seen. I mean, we've all seen these stories before. We love scandal. People pretend that they don't. Tycar. Let me cover up my tracks.
Did you come up with that, or someone else gave it to your attention? Or this is already out on the internet streets?
Yeah. The guy who figured out the whole Spotify thing in the first place was the first to discover this, and now people are just retweeting it, constantly to me. It's not going away. It's not that they now have...
Why would he... To have your account named Mike is so much more anonymous.
Right. Because you could be
naming them an abbreviation of your 2 kids.
Any Mike.
There's 4 billion of us everywhere. That's easy, plausible deniability. I'm like, that internet sleuth didn't have any idea that it was Vrabel, right? It was just Mike.
Just assumed.
How could there be aren't there like 4 million Spotify accounts named Mike? Don't you have to name it like Mike 1234, Mike blah blah blah?
That I can't speak to.
Mike _ Red Dog? Like, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't. That I can't speak. Yeah, I would think there would have to be like a Mike V. 50, whatever his number is, 50. Something like that. It would be. Then you would absolutely know it was him. But either way, if it was just straight Mike, it's as innocuous gets. Kind of. It could be any Mike, like you're saying. But to rename that account with a hodgepodge of your 2 sons' names, kind of telling on yourself. They're so dumb. The both of them are so bad at this in terms of trying to cover their tracks, cover this up, make it go away. With each passing day, it just gets worse for them. They're real stupid at this.
I don't know why that one has me stopped in my tracks.
Because it's so...
He changed it today? I wouldn't know how to change. I use my daughter's Spotify. I wouldn't know how to change the name if you gave me $1 million. I
have it too. I don't even know.
Do you think he knows how to do it?
I don't know if I know.
Anyway.
Maybe, so also kind of dumb, just delete your account. Maybe he handed the phone to one of his kids and said, Hey, do me a favor. Now there's this out there.
That's what I would do.
Tyler, rename this
Emma,
for
go
me.
figure this out. And the next thing you know, my name's Emma Tessa.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard to figure out. Okay. There's the latest.
And I don't believe that you're starting to feel a little dirty. You love this story as much as the rest of us.
I do love the story, but some of these are getting. I mean, am I starting to feel for him just a little bit?
Secondhand embarrassment kind of thing.
Secondhand embarrassment. That's what it is. It's secondhand embarrassment is what I'm feeling. My God. Okay. Your phone's on everything. 90 seconds, no commercials, just an update, then we're right back.